It's yet another episode of Truth Convo. Those that turned on the notification bells, you are the best. I'm just finding out the better word that I can use to describe who you are. But you're doing the best. And for those that have just joined in right now, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. The YouTube name remains Dmecalik. You can as well check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm on TikTok, by the way. And of course, the main platform is YouTube. Please share the love. It's Truth Convo. And right with me in the studios, I have a perfect gentleman. Yeah. I would truly want to talk more about him. So of course, that is a Ugandan saying. Yeah. And he's going to briefly tell us who he is, what he does, what is he doing, and what is he up to. And I guess you can't afford to miss this. Just stay tuned. Get a chair, get a cup of tea. If you're seeing this video in the morning, if it's in the afternoon, get that plate of food. If it's in the evening, of course a cup of tea would work. And if it's in the night, get a snack. You can't afford to miss this. It's time for Truth Convo. Stay tuned. Just say you're welcome.
Wow, someone told me that it is always an amazing experience to stay old because you will get to know more about amazing things in life. I couldn't know that you could be this brave, a competent young man to pull over a show like that. However, it's an amazing experience for you hosting me on this show. I'm glad to share my experience.
Thank you for coming around here. I nearly thought you wouldn't make it, but thank God, here we are.
Who am I to reject a call from Truth?
Okay, briefly tell our viewers who you are. What are you into? Like, what do you do in your daily life, your profession, and all that?
Well, from the very beginning, there's something I want to let you know, that I'm a complicated person, and I've not yet found out who I am.
How complicated?
I'm still studying myself.
How complicated?
But it's a story of another day. And I feel sorry for those who think know me. Yeah. But however, my name is Kirabo Caleb Kimeze. My names, if you went into the encyclopedia, they will explain from there. Kirabo is a gift, and you know what that means to the world.
To the world, yeah.
Even from the parents. The Caleb is the only strongest man who made it to the promised land with Joshua. Do you know what that means?
It's biblical.
And you see, Caleb's never failed in life. Well, if you've been here before, many years ago, not only this Museveni regime, because it's the only one you've seen, we used to adopt names from the elder people from families, so it is like a continuation for the family. However, my dad used to tell me that they used to call him "it has grown." It has grown. Do you know that?
All the names carry meanings.
Definitely.
If you fail in life, it will be on you. How many professions do you have? Like, for example, we might find youths of these days, they do venture into a lot of stuff, businessmen, that blah blah blah. I recently saw you on a show that is UBC. Yeah. You're into mass communication at the same time. Okay, briefly tell the viewers what are your professions?
Well, sorry for you that you only saw me on one station. There are more. But
tell us.
There's one thing I've always said, that being a young man, I want to be around positive energy to learn a few things and grow. And that has made me to venture in quite many things. And that's where you'll find me in media. I'm a medical clinic officer. I'm into many things. Yeah. I'm into the health profession. If I'm not seeing patients, then I'm into the media. Okay, and if I'm not in the media, I love photography. You will see me running around with cameras, taking photos, you know. And I'm also a public speaker. So you'll find me being an MC for a party. I remember your graduation as the MC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be an MC. I'll be out there in schools trying to motivate. But I'm also into little writing, though not a professional writing. Just simple. Yeah.
As a hobby or
something like that.
Okay. Nice to have you here.
You're welcome. Yeah. I'm glad I'm at the show of Truth Convo.
Yeah. And we've always kept it truth. What did you want before you became a doctor?
Well, fine. I'm in the line. I'm in the line of being a surgeon.
Yes.
Yeah, because that is the bigger picture I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So there are circumstances that instead of taking the shortcut, you end up taking the long cut.
I know.
that comes a lot of things. One, it could be finance, and secondly, it can come down to how the education sector in Uganda has been set.
Okay, give a clear picture. In how many years can someone become, okay, if I'm to go through school, if I'm to take a medical school, in how many years can I really accomplish what you have right now?
Well, for me, I'm a medical clinic officer. That means you really need to undergo the primary education, of course, and then you need to undergo the Uganda Certificate of Education, that is the O-level. And then you really need to go through A-level, advanced level.
And of course you need to take sciences.
Definitely. So when you go to advanced level, definitely you must go in for combinations like BCM, biology, chemistry, and of course something that has biology and chemistry in it. And it could be a PCB, physics, chemistry, and biology. You know, tough combinations.
Yeah.
So when you make it there, we have what we call cutoff points. So when you meet those cutoff points, definitely you will see if they will take you to the as a medical officer at the level that is medicine and surgery, or they will take you to what we call the medical clinic officer, that is clinical medicine.
Okay. Once I've reached that level, I've gone to the university. I mean, how many years do I need to stay at school? How many years do I need to stay in school?
Now for me, I spent 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. But when it comes to medicine and surgery, you spend 5 years plus 1 year of internship.
Do you have anyone who inspired you into the profession?
Well, I could say quite a lot. Sometimes we have passion. This is coming from the heart, you know, since it is truth combo. Yeah. When we are young, we have passion, but as we keep on growing, there are certain things that build up the passion. You know, that comes from the people you meet, and that is a role model you ask him. I was so much into the book called Think Big, and that was the book written by Dr. Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Ideally, he was the first black, you know, American to do a worldwide surgery that was separating the Siamese. For those who don't know, Siamese are conjoined twins. You know? So reading about his story and reading about how he made it through those difficult times, it was really amazing to be a medical officer. Besides the motivation of putting on that white gown and moving around, that has always been there. You know?
You always wanted to feel appreciated, to feel big, to feel, you know, I know the feeling.
But even when you grow up, you always be like, I want to be on those wards. I'm putting on that clinical coat and I'm speaking better, you know. And but at the end of the day, it also comes down to how much heart for being kind do you have. It has been found out, according to research, that people who are in the health sector, these people who are so compassionate. I mean, when you look at the nursing section, when you explain it to the depth, to the bottom, it is caring. Yeah. So that means that us in the health sector, we are too much caring. I mean, we are too kind. Okay, so explanation.
All right. So for those that are still watching us, that has been the brief introduction of Mr. Caleb Kirabo Kimeze. Yeah. For those that have just joined in, it's Truth Convo. As always, please go on, subscribe, comment, like, share. And before we kick into the truth time, allow me to introduce you our sponsors, that is Truth UG Gadgets. If you're in need of any kind of gadget, please go look them out. They sell both UK used and boxed brand new phones. Check them out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you are. Their username is Truth UG Gadgets. Okay, so Mr. Caleb Kirabo Kimeze.
Yes.
I missed out the other point. Are you married?
Well, why do you want me to be stoned at an earlier age?
I want to introduce you by someone at least.
Well, do we have an idea of saying that question to pass?
For single ladies that are out there, is very single. The fact that he's not married. Okay, so we're kicking into truth time.
Okay.
All the questions that I'm going to ask you, it should be the truth. Have you ever been in Rotarian or something?
Well, actually, that is the thing that has made some of us grow.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm actually talking about.
Sure.
I've been in Broadtract, and it's a very good platform.
The reason I asked you that Rotary has a 4-way test, and in that 4-way test there is something of the thing you think, say, or do.
Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Definitely is the truth.
So that's what we're going to be saying today.
Yeah.
Let that guide you, the 4-way test. Let it be the truth.
And the fact that I'm a believer.
Alright. So what's your hidden talent, sir?
Well, the hidden talent, something I never knew, but I've heard these people say that I'm good at speaking. I didn't know, but a few times people have come into my inbox. For those who have heard me speak, they always say that, man, many doors are going to open for you because you can speak.
And for those that have been with us from the start, they can really tell that, yeah, he can really speak. Is it still a hidden talent?
Well, though they say talents are quite many, I'm one of the people who say that someone cannot have one talent. Yeah, I'm still finding out who I am. In the introduction, I told you I'm quite a complicated person, but even me myself, I've not found out who I am.
Who you are.
Yeah, so I even feel pity for those who say they know me.
Just stick with truth comfort.
Because I'm still studying myself as well. Likewise, the talents.
How old are you?
Well, that's a question that is so hard. Given the fact that I'm not a woman, I was born in 1997.
1997.
Quite old.
Yeah.
I've seen many presidents come and go.
In Uganda or outside Uganda?
We rest that question.
Okay. As a child, as you were growing up, what's that one thing that you can't forget about your childhood?
There are quite a lot of things as young people would do, and being young, you do good and bad. The truth is, I was one of the people who stole sugar.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, I was
bunch of crystals around you.
But I have quite a lot of good memories when I was young, because I didn't give you a brief history how I was raised. I come from a family that is Christian, too much Christian.
Yeah.
And you know what that means. You being a Christian, you know what that carries. It is like a cross you have got to carry. Yeah? When it comes to behavior, we know what you really need to do. So when I was young, I did a lot of things that were in church. I remember I have my good friends, Shadrach, I have my good friends like Abraham, Bowman. So that's how we were. We used to organize crusades. You know crusades? And we could call our fellows, the young ones. They could be the church members.
So definitely you grew up as a church boy.
Definitely. And that is most of, if somebody asked me about what I remember a lot, I think it was more into a church, and then the other thing, of course, football. Being a boy, and
you grew up around boys.
True. I grew up around boys.
Okay, so growing up as a child, do you have a role model?
Well, I had a lot of role models, but being a child, to be honest with me, I think role models never made sense to me. I didn't actually know what role models were, but one thing I knew that I'll be almost many things. I always told myself I'll be a lawyer, I'll be a pilot, I'll be a doctor, I'll be a footballer.
Guess what? You achieved one of the dreams that you had. You're a doctor.
Well, not yet to the best.
Not yet to the best, but at least that's a love.
True, it's better than no bread.
Yeah.
You got me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, looking at the country, Uganda is quite dynamic, and that's why I'm one of the people who is trying to venture into many things. Like in the introduction, I told you, don't be shocked when you see me in the market. Well, I'm seeing myself as a businessman. Yeah, I'm seeing myself in a businessman. Someone would wonder, why are you not setting up your facility as a medic? I think that is yet to come. I have colleagues who have been in medicine for quite a long period of time. You ask them, how old are you, man? He tells you, I'm 50.
I'm 50.
And then he's heading a big facility. And then you wonder, what? In fact, when you tend to take history of how old their facilities are, they will tell you they are 5 years old. Then you'll be like, okay, 5 years, what was this dude doing?
That brings in the other disturbance that kids have these days. Most of us want to make it as early as 20, as early as 21. You already want to make you already want to achieve what a guy of 50 years is having at the age of 50. For you want to achieve it at the age of 20. Yes. So in 5 years' time, you're saying that you love to. You're going to venture into
I want to
stuff.
be quite a lot of stuff. Well, since people have always told me that I'm good at speaking, I'm learning.
Learning how to speak.
I've always told people that I'm not yet there, but I'm on a learning curve, and I know tomorrow will be a better day. So now I want to venture in media. Yeah, I was thinking if I can get an opportunity where I can get a certificate or a diploma in media.
That means you'll have to go for
and guess what?
And
I want one day to be seated in studios of NBS.
So NBS, who inspires you at NBS? That person you look up to and you're like, man, that dude at Cuba.
Now you know what? This all started when I was in not high school.
Yeah.
Because in high school I would say I did politics, but I was at campus. That is when I got to know about a few people. That's when I got to know about Samson Kasumba. And to be honest, this is not politically affiliated, but that's when I got to know about Joel Senin. I got to know about Joel Senin because he was an NTV presenter. Yeah. And I remember that time when he came to sing, when we got to know him more. I think I watched almost all his clips on YouTube, likewise to Samson Kasumba. So I've always told myself, man, if I can learn how to speak like this guy and be logic like him, you know, the philosophy, the way he brings the words,
Samson Kasumba,
NDS, the way he builds
live at night.
I mean, I've always asked myself that does this guy have a full lecture before he goes to the screen
and how to do it?
But that also has kept me going. Why is he tells us he was not a media personnel. He was he always told us that he was a preacher. Yeah, and because he was able to speak, and now I'm not being proud. I'm not letting pride take me over. I'm also, people are saying I can speak. I'm so ready. I'll take the same route he did.
I wish you the best of your life. Okay, so what do you find funny about yourself?
Well, that is quite hard. Where you really look funny? I always say
that's one thing that you always when you close yourself in. When you close yourself inside the room, you look out, like you try to check out your life. There is that one thing you find funny about yourself. You're like, dang,
is this me doing this?
Yeah.
Well, I think a few things I know I'm funny about. I fear coming out of the house mist. And even when I see myself, I'm not saying I'm a lady that I always see myself in the mirror. I always ask people, how do I look? I've always found that funny. The other thing is I like flattering.
In a good way, in a bad way.
Flattering is like I like making people feel better. I'm not good at vibing. I know.
That explains the reason as to why
I'll find a lady in a certain group and I'll make her feel special. To them, sometimes they think I'm vibing them.
You're vibing them?
But I'm actually playing around with words, and how best I'll tell her, wow, you look like, I mean, everyone wants to take a ride with you in a limousine, but what you want is taking a ride with someone in a taxi. When the limousine breaks down. And then
you play around people's feelings, because about girls, the little weak when it comes to that. So you should talk a girl thinks that, I've gotten a dog, and at the end of it all, you were kidding. Don't you think you break their hearts?
Since you are in Truth Combo, you just asked me what I find fun about myself. I find that funny.
Okay, so what do you think other people don't like about you?
Well, what do people don't like about me? Because I'm a world vibe, right? When I'm in a place, I'll make people love me. Well, I don't want to be like Alan Kasuja. I was listening to his interview one day. He was like, I've got the spells. When I'm in the place, man,
everyone is
full vibe. But as a human being, going back to the facts, when we are succeeding, it is not that all people will like it. And you see, we are ambitious young men. You and me, you know it.
Yeah.
We are looking at the bigger picture. We are trying to strive, and we are the people they called weak, and now they are reading us. They are seeing us on screen. You know, they are reading us in papers. So that alone, I suspect that a few people may not like it. But then the other thing is, people sometimes hate the fact that I like telling the truth. Yeah, and you confront someone and you're like, man, you did this and that and that. And damn, man.
Yeah.
This guy thinks he knows it all, you know. And then the other thing is, when we're in a conversation, I like contributing. I'm trying to learn how to keep quiet, but I always contribute. And I've realized that some people find it bad. This guy thinks he knows, you know. He wants to have ideas almost on everything.
On everything.
Yes, and it has always been a bad platform to me. I'm a psychologist, so I always read minds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is your best female celebrity? This can be Uganda, this can be the whole world at large.
Wow. Do I really have a best female celebrity? Let me see. Well. Of late, I was falling into love with the movie called The Good.Doctor and the series called Money Heist, to be honest. And I've always looked at Tocho. I think she was my celebrity because the way she was narrating the story in Money Heist, I was like, wow. She's so directive.
She was a poet.
Yes, she was a poet. She's the way she composed the words, she brought the stories together. You know, the letters into words, words into sentences, and then the tone.
That made her your own.
Wow, fabulous and amazing.
And who's your male celebrity?
Well, a male celebrity, quite a lot. And still,
let me guess. Professor?
Can you guess? Professor, I will say no.
Since you mentioned about Joel Senyon and Samson.
No.
Joel?
No.
Okay, tell me.
I think my dad is not a celeb.
Yeah.
But
of course,
that dude, man, that guy, looking at his, can I say his path, makes me feel like I want to be like him at some point. And at that point, if he was a celebrity, I'd say he's my celebrity crush.
Your dad, Mzee Kimeze.
Yeah, Mshomba.
Mshomba Kimeze. I'm with the pastor's kid, by the way. So, yeah, sure, that's right. Very soon you might find him being introduced as a pastor. Tomanya. Manya need to skida sometimes.
We don't know what the future holds.
We don't know what the future holds. Okay, do you have a hobby?
Yeah, I actually have not even a hobby. I do have hobbies.
Okay, give me some of your hobbies.
Well, when I'm not seeing patients, the truth is you'll find me with a small piece of paper, trying to put words together, trying to see if I can get a best creation out of the environment. I always give myself challenges that if I have this lamp or if this camera, how best would I create a story out of this camera? So you find me trying to create a few stories, and for those who have gotten a chance to go to my social media platforms.
Investment?
Yeah, Caleb K Dr. Caleb K
Kirabo.
So I've always created these videos and trying to create a story. So to me that is a hobby, but also reading books.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people who is trying to search for knowledge here and there. It's a hobby.
And that has made you who you are.
I'm still finding out.
You're still finding out. Okay, what pisses you off?
What pisses me off?
Yeah.
Tell me what pisses me off. Do I really have things that piss me off?
You're a human.
I'm a human. Let me see. What pisses me off? What pisses me off, by the way? Because I've stayed with you for quite a long period of time. But there are few people who have a big advantage, taking an advantage for the less privileged. Actually, for everyone who has been in that position, and you're taking advantage for those who can't be in your position, it definitely pisses me off.
Oh.
And just failure to be nice. If you're not nice to me, you see, when you read the book Think Big, Ben Carson uses the word think as an acronym, and N in it is standing for nice. And he uses the word as nice as an umbrella to mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. You know, God-fearing, down-to-earth, kind, forgiving. So if you're not into that umbrella, then you're not in my circle.
Okay.
You piss me off, definitely.
And what brings back your mood?
Well, I like crying. Stop, I don't cry like women.
That's what I was going to tell
I'll be a liar if I say that I'll close myself in a room and
cry. But sometimes crying also lets your anger out and you become fine. It works out for some people.
Well, I think for me, not to deviate from the other people, two things try to calm me down. I think that could be music. And there's especially this favorite of mine, Travis Green. Yeah, so if I put that guy on,
that gospel artist, right?
Yeah, and I think for a few minutes I'll be
You'll be okay.
Yeah, I will reboot.
And that brings us to this question: what brings peace in your day?
If I'm out there striving, morning, night, looking for bread, well, it will be happy for me if I get the money, if I bring bread home. Well, to a few people think that is peace. But to me, I want to be at that age where I get rich young, retire young. When I get that, I would have found peace.
You'd have found peace. But since you have Christ, that's enough for you maybe for now.
Well,
you're looking out for the extra peace.
I didn't know that you were young motivation speaker on the ground.
Okay, and what's your worst fear?
My worst fear is being rejected. A number of times, I think that has closed doors for me. I mean, it has stopped me from taking quite huge steps.
Yeah.
The one that's why I don't even have a girlfriend.
You fear rejection.
That will be a story for the other day.
You fear rejection.
But a number of times, I think it's not only on me, but we've seen people who are in a certain class, and we have stereotyped them to be a certain way. We've judged them. We've seen environments that seem to be unfamiliar with the ones we are used to. You know, being born in a modest, coming from a family with a modest background, we've not gotten this confidence that a rich kid is like you. I mean, a rich kid has the same red blood with hemoglobin like you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy driving that car has the same, blood like you. I mean, we've lost it out that we can be like them. So a number of times we fear to comfort them. I mean, to ask how they have made it in life.
Thinking of how they're of a greater level than
Yes, how they will judge us. What is this poor guy doing here? I mean, doesn't he know his standard? I mean, there are certain jobs as well we've looked at as like, now working at Case Hospital, I think that is for a certain kind of, if you're not coming from the state house,
I need to be with such a I need to reach at a certain level before
to work there.
Yeah.
But this is, if you've undergone school, if you've gone school, if you've gotten the education, I mean, school has nurtured you. The environment has nurtured you. And I want to say those watching Truth Convoy is, no one is small and no one is big as long as you're human. For me, I always believe that there's no cause that surpasses humanity. That is my conviction, So you can always do what you really want to do. Build the confidence. Don't fear to be judged. However, I'm still working on my confidence.
And what is the best lesson life has taught you at your age where you are right now?
Well, you see, life is dynamic. And this life has taught me quite a lot of things. One is, I happened to stand for good president when I was at campus. The truth is I never went through. I know that the dear viewers are laughing at me. But
it's okay.
I never went through. I lost the game. But to my surprise, there are people I used to count on. Leave the fact that you will count on a certain group of people, but there are these people who are close to you. And you know that you've given in your energy, you've given in your power, your knowledge, wisdom, body and soul. Not only during that time, but since you met up with those people, since they became part of you, since they became family. But at the end of the day, these people don't actually replicate. I mean, we always give and don't expect every time, you know. But then we are living in the world that doesn't work on certain principles. You know, if I offer you something today, at the end of the day, I think at some point it will multiply.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Why do you wait for me to help you in hard things and then for you want to assist me in simple things? No. The reason as why we help is we are trying to put something in the universal bank.
Yeah.
And we know at some point it will get back to us with a lot of interests. So actually life has taught me that people are not always what you think they are.
Wow.
And continue studying them.
Okay. Actually, time is not on my side, but I would really love to dig deep into you. It seems you have a lot of
information.
A lot of information to give out. But since time is not on my side, I'll try to peruse through and give it at a surface.
Sure.
So what's that one thing you regret the most?
Well, there are quite a lot, but to me there are about two. One is when my friends are willing to get help from me and I'm unable.
You're unable to help.
Yes, when I'm unable, because the fact that they have come to me, they think I would help.
They think you would be of help.
But when I'm not in those shoes of helping, I've always regretted that. And then secondly is the decisions I made when I was not supposed to do them.
Sorry for them.
The wrong decisions I made.
Sorry for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what's your favorite medical movie?
Definitely, that's the
Good Doctor.
Dr. Murphy.
And then one place you'd put your phone in silence.
One place I would put my... I know what you're thinking, but then that would be church.
What do you think I was thinking?
I know, it could be. You know you're a young man, you
Yeah.
think about things like a dad, baby,
But guess what? Trip conversation. This one is in silence.
oh yeah. But this is an interview.
Definitely. Okay.
You got me on this.
Okay, name someone you are glad to meet once a year.
Someone I'm glad I meet once a year. But when I meet them I'm excited.
Yeah, sure.
Who could that be? I think you're not bringing this as a logical question, but someone I meet once in a year. I don't want to sound like I don't give them time.
Yeah.
But this could be probably my parents. I'm always glad I meet them at the end of the year, and we're excited. It's a busy schedule, but I always give them a call.
I'm not going to, turn it around and make it sound a lot different. But who has to pay on a date?
Come again?
Who has to pay on a date?
Who has to pay on the date? There is an interview I was listening to, and the other person said, whose idea was, whoever brought the idea of going to the date would pay for the date.
And what do you say?
But I would say, I'm trying to be a gentleman. I would pay for the first date. I would pay for the second date. But men, this is the generation we can eat women is mad as well.
But women are fighting for equality.
I would expect to eat a woman is man on the date. On the third one.
And the third one. Alright, and what's your secret?
Oh, damn. What's my secret? What do you mean? Can you disintegrate that for me?
What's your secret?
It's my secret. I have a lot of secrets.
Just give us one, if you don't mind.
But it's a secret.
You get me. I've ever vibed a client.
Oh, damn.
I tell you one point. Has any client ever entered your hospital and you're like, damn, if it wasn't me being professional, I would go for that,
Derek,
you go off the professionality and you're like, your number when I'm off hospital, I can play come.
Damn, guy, you got me on this. What do I say? You would have given me these questions to peruse through them before I answer them.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Then my next time.
To be honest, for all these years I've been in practice, I've tried to be professional.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm a human being. It's truth combo. I won't lie. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Sometimes I admire. Yeah, I say like, wow, someone moves in and she's actually good. I'm not gonna lie, but someone is moving in the office and she's damn good. She has got the brains. She's speaking good English. She has got the good body. Well, at that time, I'll call it last in quotation. But what matters is sometimes, are you willing to remain on your professionalism and standards? I've always done that.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
And what are the challenges that come with your profession?
There are quite many challenges that one, we have medico-legal conditions. It is quite a lot. And we are living in a generation where medicine has been put at the level of medicine and court. So you're practicing, but knowing that any simple challenge, you can be dragged to court. And at any time, if things don't go the right way, your documents can be terminated. That is one of the challenges. Us who are too much into office, given the fact that we are young men, I don't know why people think doctors have money.
Yeah.
I mean, you realize that the ladies will always come in
thinking that you have,
and they will always do this, do that to make you fall into a trap. And you will never know what their intentions are. Okay? And if you don't remain professional, you may end up running into their trap.
Yeah.
And some of them they just want to use you.
Just want to.
Or do a simple mistake and they drag you to court. And besides that, they want you to see if you can break your professionalism. You get
That reminds me of the Hakimi story.
Oh, young man.
Are you the Ugandan Hakimi?
Oh, no, please. No, a story of another day. But again, the other thing is, you see, medicine has been a challenge. We've been trained in school to be kind.
Yeah.
And that's our calling. If you're a medic and you're not kind, you're not caring, I mean, it's a wrong profession for you. Then, people have always used that as an advantage. They have always treated us door rugs. People that are going to clean their dirt and go away.
They just disappear.
Yes, people are trying to use kindness and being down to us as an advantage. So it's a challenge in medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's that one person you're most likely to take criticism from?
To take criticisms from? Many people criticize us.
There is that one person, if he comes to you and is like, Caleb, stop that. You do it immediately.
I stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a quite, I could say guardian angel. But this is a broad question.
Without holding a grudge.
Without holding a grudge.
I
think that all started when I was young. My dad had told me to do something for him, and I decided to go and watch football. So he found out that I was on my journey to go for football. I love football. And then it's like, are you leaving business for football? Can you please stop that? I left immediately. So definitely my parents, but also the love for respect for elders. If an elder told me that stop that, but also it comes down to the explanation you give me. Yeah, because you may tell me stop that, but when you've not had, you've not had from my other side, I could be actually doing the right thing. Maybe when it's you who is in the dark. Yeah.
Okay. And 3 words to describe you.
3 words to describe me. Well, I'm a full vibe.
I'm a full vibe.
A full vibe.
A full vibe. Those are the 3 words that can describe Dr. Caleb.
But if you want it, I'm a God-fearing young man.
Yeah.
Compassionate, committed. If given a task, I can accomplish it. I like working wholeheartedly. I give in my whole energy.
Wow, that's nice. And what do you consider your biggest failure?
Well, my biggest failure is when I failed to qualify for medicine and surgery.
But it's never too late.
It's never too late because I'm in the journey.
Yeah.
But then the first cut is always the deepest.
That you are that you failed.
Yeah.
I won't like to call you a failure because you're not. Well, that made you think that you failed.
But also,
yeah,
acceptance of being called a failure is actually a great insight. Because failure to understand that you're a failure, you will never know that you're a failure, and you never pull up your stockings, and you never wake up. I mean, you will never stand to do something else, to take a bigger picture.
Okay. Who would you wish to switch your life with for a day?
I'd wish to switch my life with for a day. Only to feel how their life is, or them to feel how their life is?
No, like you to feel their lives, not them to feel yours.
Well, if God would allow us to extend position, just like Wilson Ugandan sang the song, I'd love
you occupy, sit, and you'll be like, okay.
I'd love to feel how people are saying I need rain, and then the other one is saying I need sunshine, and I know how it feels. And maybe the president of the country.
This food is not tasty. There is another one who's looking for that very food.
I'd switch my life with, I could say, the president. I'd like her to know, besides God, I'd like to know how the president does it, man.
You love to drive in his convoy, yeah?
Oh, besides just the love of being in his convoy, but the fact that it is scheduled 24 hours and it is decision making, coming on board where unexpected. I mean, saying no where everyone thinks it should be a yes, and saying a yes where everyone thinks it is a no. So I really want to feel how that person really makes his life and what forces him to do certain decisions, the driving power. I'd like to experience that.
Okay. For those that have just joined in, still, we are Truth Convo. It's only truth. And right about now is Truth Fun Time.
Truth Fun Time. Let's roll the wheel.
Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to, you being a doctor, you being a medic, I think this would be fun if I gave you letters and you tell me the medications that we have, the drugs that we have, accordingly.
I'll try.
We start with the A.
Wow, there's so many drugs. Abacava. I just need one. Abacava. Acyclovir. B. Bupivacaine, bisoprolol, bisacodyl. Mention very few. I see we have cimetidine, captopril, ceftriaxone.
D.
We have dolutegravir. We have digoxin, and so many.
E.
We have enalapril. We have even enema. yeah. But we have esomeprazole and so on. F we have furosemide. Yeah. G we have cryptopholvin. We have what else falls in G? Cryptopholvin and quite a lot.
Gentamicin.
And gentamicin.
Z.
We have zinc. We have zincid. And what else? Zaha is a brand of azithromycin.
Yeah.
H, drugs that are coming from H. Drugs are Truth Combo. What do you want to do? I look like down here.
That's why it's Truth.
We have heparin. Yeah, we have heparin. And what else? H.
Hydrocortisone.
Hydrocortisone. Damn, some simple medicine. L. We have lignocaine. Yeah, we have lignocaine.
Okay, so on the next one, you're just going to choose one, and you tell us the reason as to why you've chosen that.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Brown or dark?
Brown or dark? I know where you're going. Hope you don't bring in the idea of the damage comic.
No, out of this now. Just pick one. Dark or brown?
Brown.
Why?
To be honest, I'm not saying that dark is bad, but
you have, of course, your favorite.
Brown. There's a way brown lady looks. And okay, that beside. I tried to study what colors mean. Yeah. So brown is actually the meaning of light in the world. But you don't.
And then someone said
some hidden agenda.
Someone said the brown tie hits different.
I didn't want to. You see, you just introduced me as a pastor's kid. Hearing me speak such things, it's right.
Uber or Lyft?
I would love a Lyft.
Why?
I feel like while being given a lift, I'm connecting with that person to know him or her more.
Can't you connect with the Uber guy?
Well, I'm trying to learn how to fall in love with a stranger.
Oh, okay. Android or Apple?
I could say Android.
You're the first guy that and you then choose Apple. Wow, I'd love to listen to your reason.
Well, I'm going to borrow one word from an interviewee I was listening to. He actually said that he hates Apple. Hey, please, not the apple. Please don't, not in a bad faith.
Yeah.
But because the apple is always a half, he always loves a full apple. But to be honest, I'd go in for an apple.
You remember the moment that I saw and a lady had, as they normally describe it, the lady that nyash had really fitted the missing piece of the apple, and the guy was like, Kumbe, this was the missing piece of the apple that...
If there was given a platform for the interviewee, also interview the interviewer, I would ask, why do you like women quite a lot? Of course, everyone is heaven willing to receive you?
Okay, money or power?
I would say power,
Your reason?
because power makes money.
Right. Full body or half body massage?
Damn, I even hate massage, man. I hate massage.
Are you doing great?
I'm not willing for someone to see me.
Oh, those half body massages whereby they...
I don't know. If I get money sometime, I think I'd love my wife to do that when time comes.
Okay. Gucci or Louis Vuitton?
Hey, you could actually see.
Louis
Louis
Vuitton.
Vuitton.
Girl bestie or boy bestie?
I would say a boy.
Why?
It's brocode.
Brocode. Which designer brand do you think it's overrated?
Well, I think that question is ambiguous. I would say Louis Vuitton.
But it's your favorite.
Definitely.
It's overrated.
Well, where the young one knows, it's where it rains.
Very trained.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted Dr. Caleb Kirabo Kimeze before I let him go, because we're coming to the end of Truth Convo. For those that have watched us to the end, thank you very much. But before we sign up, before we close up, I love really Dr. Caleb to use this very opportunity, because you know he's quite a busy guy. I may not get a chance of hosting him within this period of time in my studios. I'd love you to briefly tell couples that are out there that are really suffering. I know that a lot of people that are suffering with sickle cell anemia, and they're not aware of what it means, they're not aware of what it takes, and they're not aware of anything. Since we have a doctor in studios, this is going to be your time. Use the shortest time possible, around 3-5, to briefly tell them what are the dangers of sickle cell anemia in couples. Besides, you can start with what sickle cell means.
Well, Mr. Derek, that question of, they have always told me that 3 or 5 minutes are always not enough for me to explain science. It's quite broad.
Yeah.
But one thing I need to tell the Ugandans there watching this show is I'm not spreading for bad information or a bad image to the sicklers. We care about the sicklers, those people with sickle cell. We care about them, and me and other people, of course my colleagues and the team in health, is we're working as much as possible to see that your life is okay and we get a cure, okay, for sickle cell.
Yeah.
But then, still it gets back to us, we who are not yet married, because you posed the question regarding to couple, okay? It is better before we get married. It's not only about HIV, yeah, like most people do. Most of them come to find out if their partner's serostatus is okay, yeah? But you realize that some of us are not showing the clinical features or the symptoms of a sickler or a sickle cell,
yeah,
but we are actually carriers. The word carriers means you are carrying a trait of a disease.
You just carry that gene.
Or you're carrying a gene for a disease, but you're not a sufferer. you're not showing the symptoms, okay? And in many times, we who are carriers, we've ended up sometimes landing on a partner who is a carrier as well. So when you look at the fertilization, of course this is science, I wouldn't go into much.
Yeah.
You realize that at the end of the day, somehow, somewhere, we are going to give birth to children who are sicklers, or who are going to be carriers as well. But we can always break this
chain.
Yes, we can always break the chain. By at least ascertaining how we are standing. These tests are not expensive when you go to hospitals. So if we can learn to prioritize them and reduce pain, because actually what sicklers go through, it's quite a lot. They are always attacked by what we call crisis, vaso-occlusive crisis. From nowhere, the child was okay, 5 to 3 minutes is in pain, is feeling chest pains, is feeling joint pains, is feeling fevers, and the child is feeling like he's disconnected from the world. And we can always give a chance to these babies to live in another world. How? If I was supposed to give birth to a baby, maybe meeting you, maybe it could be better if I met someone who is not a carrier, or who is not into sickle cell, you know, and we give birth to a baby that is going to. But at the end of the day, love will always win. That's what they will tell you. Love is blind. Love will always win. These are theories, but we really need to look through the future. 2 years from now, 5 years from now, how is life going to be? How is my life going to be? If I give birth to a sickler, how am I going to carry on with life? How will life be like? Will I be able to take care for these people and myself as well? So, one word for the couple there, for the young men and women, before you get married, it's not only HIV that is a priority. We really need to look into quite a lot of things. We really need to look into sickle cell. We really need to look into things like rhesus factor. Though you had asked me to talk about that, because of time, we are unable.
And
we're not only saying those, because those seem to be genetical. Genetical is something that cannot be changed.
And you can't control it.
Okay, and you can't control it.
But however, you can control it from
before a new life comes on earth. Yes.
Okay, one word to the sicklers, because I know there are a lot more people that maybe would really be watching us, and okay, they might have not known that they're sicklers, but here there is a chance. Go to the hospital, check out who you are, get to know yourself, and I'd love you to really advise the sicklers right now that are watching. Give the best advice.
I think the sicklers out there, they have gotten the best advice from hospitals. For me, what I'm going to do is some sort of motivation and inspiration. The day they tell you that you are having sickle cell, or the day you get to know, because sometimes these diseases are good to know in the tender age. Okay, when the hemoglobins from the mother get depleted, you know, and the body starts manufacturing its own red blood cells and its own hemoglobin, we get to know because you start presenting with the symptoms of sickle cell. But then you get old and you're ready enough, and your parents have let you know that, okay, you are having sickle cell. I'm giving you a word of hope. You know, I have friends who are sicklers and they're having big positions. Being a sickler is not the end of life. It is not that you're disconnected from the world. You're just like other people. The only difference is your red blood cells have an issue, but you still have blood like other people. So definitely, you can carry on with your career. You can actually be what you really want to be in this world. It's never the sky that is the limit.
Wow, that's nice. So, for a couple that is out there, I'm not saying that don't fall in love, but then get to know the person you're falling in love with before you take a step of marriage. Go check out me, I'm okay, and I guess the person that I'll be getting is okay too. And there is an opportunity for you to get to know your status. Who are you and what are you? Whom are you? Of course, coming to the closure of Truth Convo. We are still Truth Convo. For those that have been watching us to the end, thank you very much. Dr. Caleb, thank you for coming, passing by our studios, and I would love to host you again.
Sure.
If time allows, you're good medicine.
It has been wow, sharing the experience. Hope I didn't lie. This is just Truth Convo.
I also hope so.
But it's a great career.
Yeah, sure.
And hope to see you at the peak, bro.
Really.
More blessings.
Yeah, before we sign out, I've been working with a lot of guys behind the cameras. The one and only Cats Vibes. You can check out him on Instagram. He's a photographer, videographer if you want him. Thank you very much. See you next time with the Truth Convo.